Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
I think the one thing Tommy Rees and Kevin Stefanski are going to have to do with this new offense. It's going to be young, with an experienced O-line, new running backs, another new wide receiver room, and Kevin is going to have to start working overtime to get players open and even be able to score, because we're in the AFC North where it's physically enticing on these players. So I think if Kevin Stefanski really wants to stay in Cleveland, then he must find a way to do it with a young core team that we're going to have in 2025.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. Tim, I think he's going back to the offense that he had, where he was scheming people open and won with 5 different quarterbacks. And he should, as a guy that got to the level of NFL head coach, he probably believes he can do that with guys that are young.
I mean, if he can coach a P.J. Walker-led offense to beat a 49ers team that went to the Super Bowl, I think there's enough there that there's no reason to be that skeptical about Kevin Stefanski's ability as a schemer. He's done a pretty good job of it. What I think it is part of the issue, I think, is Andrew Berry needs to go out and give him some help, give him some skill position help. I talked about how at running back, this is a draft where the Browns simply have to get one because you really have nothing outside of Jerome Ford. At receiver, maybe another guy to add competition with Cedric Tillman as a number 2. Maybe if it's Travis Hunter, you have your eventual number 1 guy and you could push Jerry Jeudy to number 2 and really have a lot of versatility out there. But just not a lot. There's just not a lot of proven skill talent. And as the caller was saying, you're trying to keep up in the AFC North. It's a physical division, but it's also a high scoring division. I mean, you got Joe Burrow and the Bengals over there. You got Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, and the Steelers have plenty of skill position talent, especially receiver after the trade for DK Metcalf. You got to keep up. It's not enough to be good on defense anymore. This is an era where it's about offense, and as much as we say defense wins championships, I believe offense has to get you there. And you're not going to win consistently the division by holding the Bengals and the Ravens down on points. You got to be able in some areas to keep up with them. So getting back to a Kevin Stefanski offense, I think helps because there's a track record for it. But at the same time, he needs a little more reinforcements on that side of the ball.
Yeah, and to your point, they haven't won the division since 1989. So whatever you've been doing is not working. Just in case anybody wonders, 89. So let that sink in for a minute.